All right, hey everyone, Dr. Donahue here. Today we're going to talk about some workstation ergonomic stuff. So I want to give you some tips and some modifications that you can use right away to prevent some common aches and pains, some injuries that can happen over time, especially if you're sitting at a desk a lot, if you're doing a lot of computer work, okay? So the first thing that we want to look at here is the monitor height, where you're sitting in relation to the monitor. So we don't want you sitting too low, we don't want you sitting too high here. We want your eye level right at about the top of your viewing screen. So whatever you're working on here, we want it right about here, an arm's length away. That'll give you a good distance. So if you're too low, you're going to kind of find yourself always looking up at the screen, or if you're too high, you're going to be looking down a lot. And both of these things they cause a lot of stress and strain on the back of your neck muscles, so you can get neck pain. You can even start to jut forward. That can cause some shoulder pain, some upper back pain, things of that nature. So sitting up nice and tall, looking straight here, straight ahead. We also want the monitor right in front of us, so we don't want you cranking to the side, left or right. It's just good to have it right in front of you. Number two is going to be your keyboard and your mouse height, where that's sitting here. So we want your arms at about a 90-degree angle at your elbows here. So that'll provide you, and especially if you have armrests, it'll allow you just to kind of rest your arms here and place them gently right on the keyboard. So if you're too low here, you're going to find yourself cranked up with your wrists here, or if you're too high, you're going to end up doing kind of this thing where you're flexing your wrists a lot. That can lead to carpal tunnel syndrome over time. We don't want that, right? So monitor height, keyboard, mouse height, elbows 90-degree angle, and letting your shoulders just kind of relax, drop down, and just rest on the armrests. Number three is going to be how you're sitting in the chair here. So really, we want you to be able to sit all the way back into the chair and then prop yourself up here. So if you scoot all the way in, I'm able to sit nice and relaxed here. Arms are pretty neutral here. My wrists aren't bent backwards, they're not bent forward. They can just rest nicely. So this is keeping your back nice and neutral, nice and upright. We're not leaning forward. When we lean forward a lot, it starts to put a lot of stress and strain on the disc in the low back. We don't want that over time. Over time, disc herniation, disc injury, stuff like that. We're trying to avoid that. If you don't have something like that, if you don't have a lumbar support that you can adjust on the chair, you can grab something like a rolled up towel. You can just bring this to work. Okay, don't let people judge you on this. So you just put it here, put it right behind your back, right in the curve of your back. You have a nice natural curve right through here. So you're just going to put it here, there, and you're going to sit up right against it, and that's going to force you almost to sit up. Okay, you're going to think about your head growing tall towards the ceiling, sitting nice and tall, prevent back injuries in the long run. So that's number three. And then number four is your feet placement. So we want them nice and flat on the ground, right in front of you. We don't want you to prop these up on the stool rest, whatever, the chair, wheels. Okay, so when you do this, it forces your center of gravity to go forward, and that's gonna, again, place a lot of stress strain on that low back because of this shift in your center of gravity. So putting them nice and flat on the ground will allow you to sit up straight. It'll allow you to see the monitor just directly how it is. And if you can't reach the ground, you can always put a footrest underneath if you need to. The fifth and final tip I'm going to give you is get up and move around. Move around 30 seconds to a minute. That's all you need per hour. I mean, that'll just prevent a lot of stuff from happening. Hip tightness, low back tightness, shoulders, mid back, upper back, neck stuff. So just get up, move around, walk around. So over the next few weeks here, I'm going to give you a couple exercises, stretches for each area, and explain kind of what can happen from sitting a lot, from doing a lot of computer work, and give you some stuff to do at home that you can work on to prevent some of these aches and pains from happening. Okay? So we'll see you next week. Tune in and we'll be back with you.